Truly wise people never go to great lengths to explain themselves to others. They understand that the insurmountable gap between people lies precisely in their differences in perception. When people's levels of understanding are different, no matter how you explain something, it's like talking to a deaf person. Not only is it ineffective, it also leads to endless energy drain. In this world, most people cling only to the beliefs they want to believe. If the truth you strive to present conflicts with their deeply held prejudices, their first reaction isn't reflection, but fierce defense of their own perspective. Therefore, a sign of maturity often begins by abandoning the obsession with explaining oneself to others. You gradually realize that those who understand you don't need your words, and those who don't are unworthy of your words. This isn't arrogance, but a rational form of self-defense. You finally see through the inherent projection of human nature. How everyone sees you is merely a reflection of their inner world. The labels they ascribe to you reflect their own perspective, not the true you. Once you grasp this underlying principle, you will no longer be consumed by external misunderstandings. You'll dedicate the time and energy you've saved focusing solely on your own path. When we were young, we harbored a deep desire to be understood. When we suffered injustice, we eagerly announced it to the world. And when we achieved even the slightest success, we yearned for applause. We placed our self-worth on the standards of others. When faced with even the slightest misunderstanding or misrepresentation, we rushed to defend ourselves, eloquently arguing that only by explaining ourselves clearly could our image be preserved. However, this often backfired. Your lengthy speeches may seem like panic to those who dislike you, while those with limited understanding may perceive you as a quibble. Even if they don't understand, they understand that words are a weak tool. Actions and achievements are the most powerful proof. Instead of wasting words describing yourself, define yourself through your own strength. Ultimately, this world judges heroes by their result. When you achieve sufficiently dazzling success, all doubts and criticisms will automatically dissipate. Past misunderstandings can also become legends. Like so he was planning something big. You must understand that when your value isn't widely recognized, any explanation feels like a servile plea. A person with a fulfilled heart and a resolute purpose doesn't need to beg for approval. Their world has its own rules and order. External gossip is merely background noise on their path forward. Why do we so often find ourselves trapped in the quagmire of explanation? Ultimately, it stems from overly high expectations of certain relationship. You long for your parents to understand your choices, for your friends to sympathize with your struggles, and for your partner to recognize your dedication. But you must accept a harsh reality. No relationship can perfectly embody your complete self. Removing the illusory halo from all relationships is an essential step toward becoming stronger. When you no longer cling to others' understanding, you're effectively plugging the source of excessive energy loss. You won't become resentful over others' lack of understanding, nor will you sink into the abyss of pain over misunderstandings. You simply discern and filter with a peaceful mind. Then calmly distance yourself. Relationships that require you to explain yourself over and over again are, in essence, an invisible drain. Your partner's cognitive level doesn't resonate with yours, and your spiritual worlds seem separated by a vast distance. The investment in maintaining such a relationship far outweighs the benefits it brings. Truly nourishing relationships are effortless and comfortable, characterized by a mutual understanding, a connection that requires no words. A single, understanding glance between you speaks volumes. Therefore, it's wise to devote your precious time and energy to those who truly understand you and align with your soul. As for those whose level of understanding differs significantly from yours, quietly walking away is both respectful and the most honorable approach. True strength lies not in the amount of external praise and recognition one received, but in building a solid and self-consistent internal framework of values. When your values are firmly within your grasp, you no longer need to rely on external definitions to justify yourself. You understand your identity, your direction, and what truly matters to you. You'll begin to enjoy a state of mind, working at your own pace, unhurried and unhurried, focusing solely on your career. You'll quietly toil away, quietly growing and progressing, unperturbed by the gazes of others. For you know deeply that all your efforts aren't meant to prove your abilities to anyone, but to fulfill your promises to yourself. Let others judge you as they please. You simply forge ahead in your own world. This is undoubtedly a dimensionality-reducing blow. While they're still fascinated, that be why the debate about who you are. You've already become something they find incomprehensible and unattainable.